I only tarmacked for 1 day, meaning that I had a very smooth transition from the university to the employment. I was employed to do what I love. There are both ups and downs, and I've been able to face both because when I actually started that business, I'd taken a loan to be able to start the business. And it was just a few months old. At bringing a lot of money. We were making some serious money. Suddenly fire came without notice. The first time for me to face to be real broke and to face the cash flow crisis is when I was in business. Employment gave me some safety net, it gave me some guarantee, but when I left, the way we say ground map on it different. I actually saw that. That was my first time. I had my house locked because of rent.
Okay.
That's the thing which made me humble and even go back to the village.
Okay.
And my mission was to support Kenyan businesses. Now we've been able to do that. We are doing globally. We are consulting for United Nations. We are consulting for Oracle. We have NGOs. We have government. So we've been able to grow our scope. So beyond the businesses, but also organizations, even not for profit.
Hello everyone, welcome to Adventures in Business on Influencer TV Kenya. My name is Joanne Mwaneki. Well, today we are super excited to be joined by one of Kenya's top consultant, trainers and coach who has over 6 years of experience helping out organizations to unearth their potentials of their teams through team building and training. He is also a certified facilitator with credentials from International Finance Corporation, International Labour Organization, and has also taken part in fellowships like Yali East Africa, City, among others. His approach focuses on unconquerable teams that are engaged, highly efficient, and collaborative. And let us take this chance to dive into his story. Hi, Mr. Kaberia.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
I'm so happy to see you.
Happy to see you too.
Okay, so we are so thankful for you being here, and this is the place to be.
Okay,
and today we want you to talk to people for the sake of elevating their businesses, because you're doing so well in business.
Thank you.
So, but before we move ahead,
Yeah.
I would love you to introduce yourself.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's a great pleasure being here, and I feel so much honored. And thank you for the powerful introduction also.
Thank you.
As I said, my name is Kaberia Bariu. Kaberia Bariu is a consultant, specifically running a company called Setpace Consultancy Limited, which is a NITA certified company offering corporate trainings and team buildings. When we say training, it means that businesses need to learn how to sell. They need to learn customer service, leadership, change management, and such. So that's what we do. We also ensure that the team are highly engaged through team buildings, and through that, we are able to bring in performance improvement and a more cohesive team. So that's basically what we do.
Okay, all right. That is absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
So kindly let us go back to where your journey started, like the early beginnings,
Yes.
back there,
Yeah,
your
okay.
upbringing. Just can we start there so that we can know you deeper?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I am born in a village in Meru County, a village called Antobeto Keongo. That the name itself, the complication and the hardness tells you it's a remote area.
Yes.
And actually, it is something which you can use as a password for your laptop without being hacked.
Okay.
Anyway, went to the local primary school, and I later joined Borerure Boys Secondary School.
Okay.
Later joined University Jaramogi to pursue bachelor's degree in actuarial science. After my graduation, I got employed by Kenya Commercial Bank Foundation, and I was the manager for a program, BDS manager for a program called to Jiajiri, which basically was about supporting businesses. So I actually started my journey in supporting businesses from my employment space, meaning that at the point of my employment, I was able to interact and learn more And actually that is what birthed the idea which I currently do. So that's how my journey has been. And later in 2019, I now quit. I resigned from employment and formally now went to start in the company which is now Setpace Consultancy Limited. And it's been a good journey, if I may say.
All right, so you've just talked about being in Jaramogi University, doing actuarial science.
Yes.
So what happened like in there? Because you, from what you've said, is after the university you went direct to being employed by the KCB.
Yes. Actually, I can say I'm a blessed person, but God really made ways for me because I only tarmacked for 1 day. Meaning that I had a very smooth transition from the university to the employment. And the way I got my job is through the fellowship I did, which is yearly. And from yearly, one of the partners for yearly was KCB. And through that, they were able to support me alongside the other 5 others. And the bank employed us from there. So I completed my university and joined the employment immediately. Yeah.
So the fellowships came before the employment?
Yes, actually fellowship came when I was a 4th year in the university.
Okay.
And as we were doing the fellowship now, I now went back to the university. Then after completing, we were doing a lot of projects, we were learning, we were interacting with the people, we were networking, which is a skill that also not only entrepreneurs need, also people are looking for jobs that is power in networking, not just networking to collect contact, but adding value. Because we are doing a good project on employability and all that, and that's how we got now that opportunity for employment. Came from yearly directly to KCB, and that's why I rose to be a manager within a very short time, and I was now adding the BDS aspect into Jiajiri.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were employed for 3 years.
Yes.
How was it for you, the employment? Like that, being employed and owning a business are 2 totally different things. So how was the journey when you were employed?
Well, honestly, I can say I've had both amazing journeys in employment and in business, simply because I was employed to do what I loved. I'm not an office person, to work with files and all this and computers. And when I was employed in Kenya Commercial Bank, I was given the business development aspect, which means I go outside, I meet a business, I advise them on marketing, sales, bookkeeping, all these challenges, which the challenges which affect businesses. So it was actually a whole awesome experience because I'm traveling, I'm meeting new people, I'm networking, and I'm also learning of the way businesses operate, what are the challenges they face. So every day was new day to me, and that's why in the time I was there, I was able to learn a lot about the problems which face businesses. And then I asked myself, for these 3 years, I'm seeing the same problem 2016, 2017, same problem 2018. Will I still sit down and wait and, keep saying, I wish this can be done? So I said, why don't I be part of the solution? And I said, this can only be possible if I'm able to exit and start a company which is able to respond to all these businesses, not only in my area, because I was heading 4 regions, Nairobi, Kajiado, Kiambu, and Murang'a, but the same problems are across the other 47 counties. So I wanted to go to other places. So I had to resign, start my own company, and my mission was to support Kenyan businesses. Now we've been able to do that. We are doing globally. We are consulting for United Nations, we are consulting for Oracle, we have NGOs, we have government. So we've been able to grow our scope. So beyond the businesses, but also organizations, even not for profit, because they need to develop the internal effectiveness. So that's how it has been. So on the side of business, a very interesting journey. Very interesting because there are both ups and downs, and I've been able to face both because COVID happened when we were just 1 year. But after COVID, we were able to be innovative, start virtual trainings, imagine virtual team buildings, business advisories. And we've been able to grow, we've been able to also to create employment, we've been able to diversify our products. And I can say that I've been able to see growth to the company and also growth to me as a business owner. So it's a very interesting journey that I'm willing to walk the rest of my life. If God would give me 100 years, be sure that you'll see a consultant who is 99 years.
Amen.
Talking to businesses because it's my passion. I made my passion my profession.
Oh, nice. I was about to ask you about the challenges you faced when you were transiting from being employed to starting a business.
Yes.
But now you just mentioned COVID.
Yes.
Does that mean that the biggest challenge that you've had is during the COVID time? Because if it is, you made it to be something else, like you turned it down.
Well, actually, as a matter of fact, COVID was a blessing in disguise in a way. And COVID made me have a lot of self-discovery. It made me retreat. And that's COVID, it's what gave birth to a new product, which we call business advisory. Whereby, because we can't do trainings, we can't, social gathering, the social distancing. Now it was my time to think of what can we do from home. We started doing business plan, strategies, supporting people with the plans, registering businesses. So it was a blessing. But I believe the first time for me to face real, to be real broke and to face the cash flow crisis is when I was in business. Employment gave me some safety net, it gave me some guarantee. But when I left, the way we say ground map on it different. I actually saw that because you expect that the moment to start a business, customers come knocking your door,
yes,
scrambling for you. Now you stay a month without a customer. And when you get a customer also, you start getting credit terms. Somebody wants, let me pay after 30 days. That was my first time I had my house locked because of rent.
Okay.
That's the thing which made me humble and even go back to the village.
Okay.
So it's never a bed of roses. It's something, as much as the rose is beautiful, there are also thorns there.
Yeah, true.
So I came to see that it taught me about the power to diversify, the power to pitch more, to have many more clients so that you can be able to cash on the credit clients. Allow me to say something. Also understand the way decisions are made. One of the toughest contract I did with government. I won't mention the institution, and we were to be paid in 30 days. 30 days became 60 days. It became 90 days. 120 were paid after 6 months.
Oh my.
Macu, you've put all your money, your cash flow, you've invested your resources, you've put people on the projects. You can imagine how it can be, especially when you're new. So there are lessons which you've picked along the way, and we have learned to manage those challenges as we grow. Yeah.
So you talked about going back to the village because of a challenge that
Yes.
was caused by business.
Yes.
I mean, that must have been a down low moment.
Yeah.
But how long were you in the village?
Actually, I stayed in village for like 5 months.
So is it in the village that you got the idea of now having the business advisory, or that was before?
Yes, kinda. It came because when you retreat in the village, I think it's the moment when your self-esteem is tested, and a lot of things happen. Because in the village where I come from, I think there was very good association when working in the bank. That time you come dressed in nice suit, and also your parents know they can be saying, my son works in the bank.
Yeah.
Now they wonder you are against resigning from the job, and you went ahead and resigned. Now you are broke, you've gone back to
You
them.
resigned without another job.
Exactly. And you're back to them again. Now you have to rely on them for the normal upkeep. You keep saying, I have this vision, I have this idea. But it is not paying bill. Idea do not pay bills until they implement and until they are working.
Yes.
So it's actually in the village when I encountered and started my second company. I have another company called Jukab Investments. What we do is that when I was in the village, it's a very interesting story, and shared it even in my socials. I came and saw some people from Kenya Power coming to put the rural electrification, and I asked them, like, what is needed? They said, we need passport photo, we need KRIP and all this. So to the nearest cyber, you need to pay 100 shillings and pay another 400 shillings. Then I started asking myself, what can I do to capture all this big community? It's a community of thousands of homes, and they need all these services they need. I remembered I had a laptop, but now I don't have power, and that's what we're looking for. I had a generator. I took my office printer, the one which just the Epson 170, and I started producing just the home cyber, whereby just printing the normal things. And that's how the Jukab company started. We have a cyber just in Gara opposite KCB. You can come and see that Jukab one. We had another one which we lost in Bazaar, opposite Bazaar, Beam Small, when it went on fire. So shop B9 was now Jukab 2. And so we've been able to grow. And you see the ideation at the moment when you are low, if you take it positively and constructively, you discover a lot. So that's now it brought in at that point of challenge. That's why we have two companies. We are doing great when it comes to the cybers and the printing business. And but the main business is now the Setpace now, which now I run.
One of your businesses has been burnt down by fire. Didn't you feel like you just wanted to quit and maybe tell yourself, labda hata hizi zingine zitaisha hivyo? You know, didn't you have that one point, that moment?
It's actually one of my lowest moments, because when I actually started that business, I'd taken a loan to be able to start the business. And it was just a few months old. I'd bring in a lot of money. We were making some serious money, because that's the time people had those, the online stuff, the churches, they were printing programs. You find that the parents are printing exams for students to learn from home. It was a new wave of that business. And suddenly fire came without notice. And that's how I lost all my academic documents. So from class 8, KCB, KCSE, university, I don't have any. So anyway, fortunately, I never used them anywhere, but it's good if I hand them.
Yeah, true.
Because I'd put them there for, to be for photocopying.
You thought also
that,
it was your most safe space.
Yes. So I really felt so down. It got me to depression, a serious one, because you can imagine the investment, the big machines, the biz up to 50. How much it costs those big printing machine? It's a lot of investment. But now, the good thing I believe in, kuoga na kurudi soko.
Okay.
In business, it's kuoga na kurudi soko.
Okay.
Like you cannot stay down when you have people looking up to you. I have my staff they are down, they have lost their job. I can't be down, because they need to see the energy, they need to see the hope. So I had to go, because I had another cyber. So I bought a computer from here, I picked the one stapler, I picked binding machine, I picked just the basic thing to start. And we went and gotten another space. We looked for a very cheap price, so that also we could be able to maintain the clientele that we've been able to capture. So though we also closed it at some point, because it was not research based, it was just a way of cautioning at the moment. And at least we were able at least to start, at least have hope that, we've not lost everything. So there are those low moments which come and you want to feel like you give up. But when you look at where you've come from and the people looking up to you, you just have to stand on your feet and walk. And that's what we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, your story is deep, I see. So let me ask, which other challenges do you face, like now in this business that you're in, like the Setpace? Because you're dealing with a lot of organizations, that means you're dealing with a lot of people and people of age difference. So definitely you must have some challenges in there, because it's just too much in one.
Yeah, actually, like as we speak, yesterday I spent almost the whole day being like a debt collector. Calls, when are you paying? When is this? We are facing hard times, let's do this. It's a challenge, especially, for business, there are different approaches. There's what we call the B2B and B2C. B2B means business to business. It's Setpace versus somebody limited versus Joanne limited. But when it's B2C, it is business, Setpace, and Joanne as an individual. So when it's business and business, there are so many bureaucracies, processes, invoice, said all these, the ETR, the E-teams, the KRA, there are so many players. Send your bank account, can you validate this? So sometime, now you can imagine for big organizations who have a lot of bureaucracy, send this report, it's approved by this, somebody has gone on leave, so it can take even ages to be paid. So you can imagine if you invested all your money, you paid your team up front, because you have consultants, you have equipment, you have machinery, you invest in all that upfront, and then your money is delayed for like months. It drains you, and that's what takes people to debts. They go and get very expensive loans and all these. So it's one of the challenge and all that. And one of the things we learn is to have what types of customers.
Okay.
We have big as United Nations and as small as the village church.
Okay.
That village church will pay in cash. That 2,000 or 5,000 they'll pay will fuel the car for that day.
True.
As you wait for the big money from other places, at least you are eating, you are moving. So you cash on, you know, you don't discriminate anyone, like any shilling matter to us. Yeah.
Okay, would you talk of one of the, maybe let's call it favorite organization that you've worked with?
Well, I think I have so many clients, but I'm happy because every client teaches me something. I've heard from churches to the NGOs to the government. Some we've gone outside, and one of the most interesting clients I had is Precious Blood Sisters,
Okay.
the nuns, and I went to them Tanzania for 4 days, and it was fun, you know, because you immerse yourself in a new world, you know, with the new ways of doing things, and you know there's a lot of perceptions and misconceptions, and you know they are very funny human beings, you know, they are social people. We interacted with them and all that. I really enjoyed. And I had another interesting group. I don't know whether to say. I'm the consultant who, you know, trained the commercial sex workers on financial literacy.
Okay.
Because one of the way, if you want to reform a person, if you want to change a person, touch the income. You know, we may condemn them, you know, why are you doing this? But we are not giving them alternative.
Yeah.
You know? So we had a training whereby we sat, you know, they are very interesting people, and they are giving me stories, you know, why are you doing this? And we had fun and all that. So you get to learn a lot. And a lot of perception, and because I said they are very good people. There are some who are very kind. There are some even are religious than us who pretend to be holy. Sorry to say, but I've interacted with the LGBTQ group. I trained them. I'm the one who did most of the business plan before they were given the donation and grants. I won't give much details, but everything gives me a whole new space. I think I've interacted with all kind of human beings. I've even taught in PCA Church, Siko Kasarani. You know, you coming from church, you go, I've trained priests. So like everything is a whole new experience. And at some point you meet the orphans, the widows, all this. So you become a holistic person. Our security forces, the armed forces, all these, especially on matters of personal finance and investing. So every client has a story, and every client has their own interesting way.
Well, we are having a very exciting conversation with Mr. Kaberia, and I'm just so thankful for you and for doing the follow-up. So kindly allow us to go for a short break. We are coming back.
Hello everyone, my name is Roston Maliazo, the founder and the CEO of Prime House Interiors. I am thrilled to introduce you to Prime House, an interior and exterior design company specializing in creating captivating and functional designs for both commercial and residential spaces. At Prime House Interiors, our focus is on building strong, lasting relationships with our clients.
Thank you so much for staying with us. So let's get back to the conversation and see how this goes. How was your break?
Good one, refreshing.
Now, since every organization is different, how do you customize your training sessions to fit every people's business, whatever they want?
Okay, Setpace Consultancy is a company which believe in, we don't like copy and paste. We actually believe that every client has a unique problem which needs a unique solution. So what we do, we do research, we do training need analysis. For example, we can do interviews, questionnaires, we can do the physical visits, and sometimes like when we have a restaurant client or hotel, we go there as clients, we eat the food, we book the rooms, we even sleep, you know, just to have that feeling. So that when you come to train the staff about customer service, about, you know, communication, at least it's something which you've seen, we know where are the pain points. So we're able to see this is the problem and this is the solution. So we are able to customize and bring in a training session for the staff, for the partners, which is able to respond to a specific problem. So we don't mismatch.
Okay, have you handled people with disabilities or people like Muslims? Because when you look at how they do things, it's totally different from us, if I may say. By us, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. Okay,
Yeah.
like definitely I have, and at so many instances, I've trained the persons living with a disability, Meru County, the whole of entire Meru County, about personal finance management. And I've also been able to do a lot of training to counter assemblies, and we have nominated members who are either physical or whatever kind of disability they have. And we've been able to do different religions. For example, like in Muslim culture, and especially when we talk about the Muslim Somalis, for men and women, they don't do, like the way I can stretch, I give you a handshake without, blinking, because we don't have a religion barrier. So in that case, if you're having a team building and we're taking people outside to go and jump and all, you need to understand that. So you don't bring in something which will make men, women integrate so much, mix and all that. And also form of dressing. You cannot tell them, yo, remove your hijab or, and put on a tracksuit or a short, go and jump. It's time for all this. Because there's a religion border that you can't go beyond. So we observe that very keenly, and we are able to customize and be able to see in that need. Also, the persons living with a disability. One of my consultants, of my trainers, is called Eve Kibare. Eve Kibare is totally blind, and she's a wonderful trainer. So we have somebody who is so good at sign language interpreting. So when we have persons living with a disability, they are sure that with Setpace they won't be left behind, because they can't see, they can't hear, they can't walk. We have everything for HyperRun. So we are able to customize and also fit into that need. Yeah.
Are there challenges that you meet within that space?
Well, a lot. I give an example. Imagine you have a training for persons with disability, and the hotel you are doing, they have put you on 4th floor or 2nd floor, no lift. They can't use the wheelchair to go up. And that's why I'm advising people also to be sensitive about the PWDs in whatever you do, from the language you use, even the housing design and all that. And you respect them. When you see a parking reserved for that person, don't just go and fill it because you want the space. Because you need to have a special washroom for them. You need to take care of the caregivers. If you want them to train 50 people, put seats for 100 people, because they'll come accompanied. Do short sessions so that you give them time for water break, for washroom and all that. Have a sign language interpreter. Check on the arrangement, because if it is wheelchair, you don't just come put a chair and a table. Provide something which they'll be able to be comfortable, arrange them in a very friendly manner. Check even from the food that will be cooked. Check from the ground. So it's something which you really need to be very careful about. And first, you need to love them, and you need to know that these are people like us. And anyone is a candidate of disability.
True.
We have others, maybe they got accident and all this. So we are very passionate. Even the language we see, cat training we keep saying, unaona, can you see? You see? Because there's somebody who is totally blind, and it sounds offensive to them. So there are things, even jokes that people, I don't like seeing people make, like, kwani we ni kipofu, kwani we ni kiwete, unafanya hivi kwani, that's very insensitive.
Yeah, true. So
it's not just about you've delivered, it's about being sensitive, being aware, and also now being proactive and be able to handle all that. So that's something which we've been able to take keen consideration on.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And among those groups,
yes.
So you need to have people like in every, probably let's talk of those people with disability.
Yes.
When you're dealing with those people that you cannot see, because you've already talked about the blind, you have a person for that. Do you have a team that helps you? Like for the example that you just gave of like they can't go with the stairs using the wheelchairs. Do you have a team that helps you with exactly that? Like huyu ni waikazi. This one represents the deaf. Something of that sort.
Actually, the consultancy company, the way it works, we have people we call associates. Associates are people who you employ on temporary contract for that purpose only. So we have full-time employees, not a big number. We have around 7. We also have associate consultants who we work with. We have contract with them. We call them. We have around 24. So it means that we've been able to select them. We have somebody called Hamza, who is a Muslim and so well informed. So even when we take the Muslim, we understand about the halal. You know, we understand that when we're doing about finance, we don't go to talk about interest rate because it is haram. You know, we understand the Muslim way of making money and what is prohibited. We have, I talked about Eve, who is a person living with a disability.
Yes.
Sometimes we have Catholic, and we need somebody who understands the doctrines of the Catholic. We even have a Gen Z. Sometimes we have Gen Z audience, and it needs somebody who is very vibrant, can understand their language.
Yeah.
We've consulted for women in agribusiness, and we need them to have, perspective of somebody who can relate with them. So it's a matter of hiring, right? Which I know it's a big problem to other people, because some of the people, they go, you are my family member, we schooled with you in high school, come. We follow the merit by what is the need. So we have people we work with, but also we make sure that even other people who are not in that, they are well informed, because there are standard procedures we must align to. We have actually been able to put 7 areas whereby our team is not allowed to have opinion about, or to have a lot of discussion about, or to be so much biased from ethnicity, the gender and marital issues, like the way people are biased, the unmarried, single mothers on down days, things about the sexuality, there are all the political issues. So so that we are operating on a standard way, and nobody will feel that Setpace has offended us. We are so much aware that we have global clients, and for global clients, sometimes you'll be surprised. You meet a lady introducing another lady. How meet my husband? It's better you will be aware and know how to accommodate such people. So that's what I've been able to design the team.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give to an organization that is looking to have a better performance in 2025?
Wow. One of the things that problem organizations face is to scale their sales. And I tell you, it's everyone's dilemma, a dream to see how to sell. Everyone in business, whether small or big. And people assume that they know how to sell because you have a product here, you have a juice, and you forget that if 10 of us have juice, I can only take 1 glass. How do you sell this? So one of the things I'm telling them, in case you feel that there's an inadequacy, some have gaps in customer service, others in sales, talk to experts. And we have been able to brand ourselves as experts who are proven by impact we've been able to create. From our referrals, our clients, locally, internationally, we have over 700 companies we've supported in Kenya. That tells about the impact. So a company, don't struggle, don't sink alone. There's somebody who is ready to hold your hand and to make you float. Okay. And one thing, the game about business, the secret, we say C plus V is equals P. Credibility plus visibility is equals to profitability. Okay. So businesses, as much as we are working on sales, let's work on our credibility. When you are given task, let's deliver. When you have a chance to satisfy our clients, let's give it our best, build credibility. Then V is the visibility. Do your marketing. Don't shy off. Do the marketing. Talk to the experts. If you can't position your brand. There are experts who are willing to do digital or any kind of marketing for you. Sure. And that will lead you to P, which is profitability. So it won't come as just by the way, you have to work on it.
Well, I'm also learning, and I'm grateful, and I'm sure everybody else will be grateful for you. So now, at this moment, are you ready for a quick fire?
Oh, yes.
Your favorite meal?
Beans and chapati.
Okay, what's the most expensive outfit in your closet?
I have a suit of 25,000. Yeah.
Most expensive thing that you own?
It's my Nairobi home.
Okay. Most expensive shoe is how much?
4,000.
4,000.
Yeah.
I can tell you love outfits more than which is still okay.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite song in 2025?
Oh, that is this song I keep singing. Gucci, I'll get a Louis Vuitton. It's called Made You Feel, make you feel. It talks. It said, "Do you need a Gucci or Louis Vuitton?"
Ah,
so it's a nice. I like the flow of the song.
What's one thing you can't stop doing at your free time?
Oh my! I love playing golf. Yeah, I play at least very frequently in the Windsor Golf Club. Yeah.
Amazing. Your favorite Bible verse?
I can do everything through Christ who strengthens me. It really strengthens me, yeah, and it make me believe I can.
Well, as we wind up, in case somebody comes looking for you, just tell them where to get you.
Okay, thank you so much. And the company is called Setpace Consultants Limited, from the name Setting the Pace. You can be able to find us online through our website, www.setpace.co.ke. And for the phone number, you can be able to call and reach to us directly through the number 0725 375 818. Check us also on social media, Facebook, TikTok. You'll see us doing the team building and amazing work we do. We'll share a lot of knowledge. Setpace Consultants Limited, and you'll be able to learn and to be able to connect with us. Thank you so much.
So whether you are a startup business owner or somebody who has already figured it out, do not be afraid to reach out to Setpace, because they will have you covered. They will give you all the time that you need and tell you everything that you need to be able to get somewhere with your business. Finally, do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Influenza TV Kenya, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Influenza TV Kenya. And this episode has been brought to you by Prime House Interior Limited. See you next time. We love you so much. Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you.